Good evening, my fellow Exorcists, and welcome to the Lab of the Film Exorcist. Tonight we'll be taking a look at Star Wars Jedi Apprentice, the Dark Rival. Qui-Gon Jinn's past is not at rest. How can he forge a bond with young Obi-Wan Kenobi while he's haunted by the betrayal of his first apprentice, Xanatos? Xanatos was also a promising student, until the dark side of the Force intervened. Qui-Gon thought he was gone forever, but now Xanatos is back, and he wants revenge. Oh, and before we start my opinion, I'd like to just try something new to see if you guys like it. Let me know in the comments. I'm planning on doing little fun facts for each episode, starting with Fact 1. Star Wars Rebels wasn't the first time time travel was mentioned in Star Wars. Actually, there are many cases in Star Wars Legends, from Mace Windu going back in time for 4 days to become the fabled Time Guardian, Tet Ami, to C-3PO and R2-D2 going to the past, which led to the Ewoks' belief that C-3PO was a god. Leia meeting the Bedlam spirits who killed her and 3 stormtroopers before restoring her back to life, and sending the stormtroopers back 8,000 years, and most notably the Flight of the Harbinger, which took place in 5000 BBY, where Jedi Master Relin Droll and his Padawan Drave Hassan were sent to 41.5 ABY, all these involving damaged hyperdrives or bored gods. On top of this, there was also a force power called flow walking, which both Jason Solo and Ben Skywalker used during their time as Jedi. This power allowed the user to leave an imprint in the past or future. So despite what many believe, time travel has always had a small part in the Star Wars universe. Sadly, many of these stories are no longer canon, including the Star Wars Tales series and the novel Crosscurrent. But anyways, this has been your Star Wars fact of the video. Now on to my opinion. Okay, let me just say, I'm glad I read the comic Star Wars Jedi, The Dark Side, because now I can compare Xanatos' backstory between these two books. And what I found was this one was very vague. I mean, I didn't even talk about the two Jedi. It didn't even talk about the two Jedi that went with Qui-Gon and Xanatos to Telos 4. And while Xanatos' father does die in both stories, it forgets to mention that he died by burning in a pit of lava of his own creation. And there was no mention of Xanatos' sister and the rogue Jedi that helped start the rebellion. But other than that, the story was pretty faithful. On top of that, the story was a lot better than the first one, despite being fewer pages and the second part of a bigger story altogether. It also gives us a lot more to work with due to the setting being the mining world of Bandomeer, where there is a massive ocean and many mines for our heroes to face off against Xanatos. On top of this, we always have the looming threat of Qui-Gon's past, threatening to endanger both Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. We also get one of the best lightsaber battles I've read about so far, because both Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan have to face Xanatos in the dark, with only the Force to guide their swings, and it leads into a race against time, as Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan have to save themselves and the miners before Bandomeer is destroyed by ion bombs that are placed throughout the planet. And this is done perfectly using information that Obi-Wan learned during his time as a slave on an off-world mining platform in the middle of Bandomeer's largest ocean. So basically, we're learning with Obi-Wan in these books, which I find pretty cool. We also see Sai Tremba and Klata again during this book, and Obi-Wan makes a new friend called Gura. No, not the shark that everybody loves, including me. No, Gura is spelled like a Saw Gerrera, or actually it might just be Guerrera, a Findian slave who helps Obi-Wan on the platform, and Qui-Gon meets the governor of Bandomeer. Now, a Findian is pretty much the same species as the guy from the Citadel in the Citadel arc of the Clone Wars, and it actually gives a really good description of them. Long arms and a bulky-esque body. Other than that, the story focuses on the start of Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan's bond as master and apprentice, which is cool, because like the first book, it shows that they didn't always care about each other as much as they did in the movies, and this is because Xanatos, Qui-Gon's former apprentice, who disappeared after their last mission. But anyway, this was a really good book, and I'd like to give it a 9.9 out of 10 for how much it did to keep my attention, and I'd recommend this book after reading The Rising Force, because it makes that book a lot better by a large margin, trust me. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click the little notification bell to let Grandmaster YouTube know that you enjoy our content. And don't forget to comment down how you felt about the little new segment we're doing called Star Wars Facts. It's something I came up with because I've got all this knowledge of Star Wars, and I constantly like watching Star Wars Explained and Star Wars Theory and all the other, including the Lore Master. Shout out to all those great YouTubers out there, and I just hope you guys like this. I'm hoping of doing it for each book review, and yeah. May the Force be with you always, and have a great night.